we're trying to get into the habit of getting more active and walking in the mornings and stuff before work. And like this morning, I walked out the house and I was in shorts and a t-shirt and very quickly realized how cold it was. But I was like, I'll be fine. Like we got like a half a mile in. I'm like, this was fucking dumb.
Yeah.
By the time we got back, it was only like a mile walk. It was like maybe 30 minutes, if that. And I was like, yep, cold. Where's my
It
hoodie?
snowed on my way to work today. Not hard, not for long, but it snowed. And I'm like, man, it's too early for this.
Well, if it makes you guys feel any better, I'm wearing a Fulvius Apparel t-shirt, basketball shorts, and flip-flops. And it is a brisk 59 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah, it's crazy windy here right now. Like we got a tree that's dying in our driveway and dropping limbs periodically, and I'm like, how much of this tree is going to be on the driveway tomorrow when I wake up? But we'll see. It's falling down piece by piece, so I'm like, as long as it keeps doing that and it's not landing on our cars, like it can continue to come off in chunks. I'm okay with that. Tree removal is expensive.
It's good.
So yeah, it's chilly, but it's chilly. It's Monday. We're here. Snakes and Stogies episode 248.
Ooh, boy.
We got to start planning 250 now.
Yes, we do.
We'll discuss that tomorrow.
We will.
We got to do that. We got to make need the what's the terminology for a quarter of 100,000?
A quarter?
I don't know, like a bicentennial.
It is bicentennial, yeah.
Is it?
No, bicentennial is 200. That's 200, yeah. Yeah.
Bicentennial and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. Dan Colgan.
Wow. Look at that. He's got to be fucking cold.
Yeah. It's Sarg was saying it was already snowing up there where he's at.
Oh, no shit.
Crazy. Yeah, dude.
Man, Tyson Dallas is going to be 28 in Ocala tonight. Oof.
Crazy.
Oof. Oh, man. But how you boys doing?
It's chilly, but I've got coffee.
That's good.
I've got Fulvius.
That's good.
And I've got Black Box in my room.
Nice. And in your heart.
And in my heart. Brought to you by my heart, brought to you by blackboxcages.com. Check them out. Give them a follow on Facebook. Give them a follow on Instagram. They're working on my secret project currently, and I have some other ideas that we will get into at some point. Probably not tonight. Once I get more details, I had some more ideas come to me in the think tank that I call the shower, because that's where all my best ideas come to me, is when I'm in the shower just staring at the ground.
Nice.
In scalding hot water.
Just watching the whirlpool and the drain.
That's right.
And all that body hair going down.
That's where I came up for the idea for the network. That's where I came up with the idea for Fulvius. And so far, I don't think they've disappointed. So I'm hoping that my black box idea will not either. So we'll see. But shop around. Racks, cages, you got it. They need it. You need it. They got it. Good Lord.
Yeah.
I actually need to get an extra heat panel from them.
They're saying that they can only see me in the chat.
What?
They're saying they can only see me in the chat. I don't know.
Maybe you're on the wrong link. So now, for whatever reason, StreamYard decides that there should be a vertical version. Which, if that's the case, then yes, you can only see Dustin, because I'm looking at it right now. Let's see if I have any way of fixing that. And you just see my mouth now on the top of Phil's head. So I think there's 2 lives. It'll pop up. I don't know how to turn this thing off. For whatever reason, I was like, yeah, StreamYard, let's do it. And now I can't make it go away.
What if people turn their phone sideways?
I don't know if that's going to help.
Tyson Dallas, be our guinea pig. Turn us sideways.
If you need to send me another link and me jump back on, I can do that.
No, it's not that. It's the one
Yeah.
on YouTube. Yeah, I don't know how to turn it off. I need to look at. It's dumb.
Yeah, and you can also, what I do like is now you can see who's using a mobile phone in the group chat, which I think is,
Oh, can you?
oh yeah, look,
I see it
see,
now.
yeah. And then I also noticed that some people's names have their YouTube numbers tied to it, and some don't. And I never noticed some of those numbers before.
Why is JT's Silent Hill Reptiles 666?
Yeah, I don't remember like exactly right. I don't remember it saying what is it 3608. I don't remember that being there. I thought it was just Silent Hill Reptiles. Interesting.
Usually is. This is.
But I feel like Tyson's number is usually there. I don't know. We digress.
I just don't know how to make it go away. Is the problem? I don't know how to.
People can have to finagle it.
It's frustrating. Side of the LBC on a mission trying to find Mr. Warren G.
God, you're listening to that.
So, anyways, there's another YouTube live. Switch over to that one if you can only see Dustin, because if you're just looking at Dustin, we apologize. Not that you're not pretty.
No, you need to apologize a lot.
He does have a great beard and an adorable t-shirt.
He got the Fur Baby shirt from Fulvius Apparel, fulviusapparel.com.
Look at the Fur Babies, fulviusapparel.com. Thank you for smoking.
Black Friday shirt sale, Black Friday sale in general. I'm planning to do something good. That's kind of the one sale of the year I really try to kind of blow out a little bit and do pretty good deals. Phil's going to need some because he's burning holes in his right now.
I got to be honest, man. I've been abusing the shit out of my Fulvius shirts because they are so damn comfortable. They fit like a glove. So I got holes in them I just can't stop wearing them. Seriously. It's like my closet consists of work shirts and then Fulvius.
Same.
That's it. So,
yeah. Well, use the code THN at checkout. Get 15% off your order. That is the exclusive promo code for THN listeners and viewers like you. I'm also thinking about when I do the Black Friday thing. Also, I have a Carhartt backpack that I've been meaning to do as a giveaway for like probably since earlier this year. So it's been a hot minute. I've just been too lazy and haven't had the mental bandwidth to go through the process of setting up a giveaway, and one that at least actually gets some like traction and does well.
Okay.
So I'm thinking I'll do like if you buy X number of items, that gives you one sort of ticket for a raffle kind of thing, and you get this Carhartt backpack.
Might I ask real quick, your hat that you're wearing right now, is that leather on, like, is that the Fulvius Apparel words, or is that leather that you pressed onto the hat?
Yeah, so it's black leather, but it's black over yellow. So when it takes the
so
black
pop.
It
pops so well. That hat looks so crisp and good.
And I've thought about putting these up there. I just don't know if anyone's going to want to buy just a Fulvius hat.
I mean, I'm getting this Subak hat like good and sweaty with like the salt stains, and it's getting good.
Yeah, I go through. I replace mine regularly because of that. I sweat in mine a lot, but cold-blooded caffeine. Speaking of, it's cold.
What's in your cup?
If the best part of waking up is CBC in your cup.
I was gonna say you and me in your cup.
Get that Snakes and Stogies blend, Rwanda, Mexico, together in a bag. Sort of oil and water, but they actually work and do mix.
Ground to perfection.
That's right.
Whole bean if you prefer.
Whole bean, coarse ground, fine ground, depending on, you want cold brew, they can grind it for that. You want espresso, they can grind it for that. Many, many, many blends to choose from, not just ours. We recommend ours because we're biased and because we love it. But there's a lot of options on there, and you're not going to be disappointed with any of them. Trey is a master blender when it comes to coffee. The man is dedicated to his craft and puts a lot of work and love into the art form that is coffee. So go check them out. Use the code SMOKE at checkout and get you, I believe, 10% off. They've got even you can get some pour overs if you wanted to, so you can get the stuff to make the coffee. A lot of cool stuff. Check it out. Coldbloodcafe.com. It's chilly. What are you smoking this evening?
I decided to take it to Flavor Town, which is not my normal MO, but I hadn't had this and I wanted to give it a whirl. The Deadwood by Drew Estate, The Girl with No Name.
Ooh, buddy. Let me know how that goes.
Can I be brutally honest? Again, not a flavored guy. This is probably the best flavored cigar I've ever had. The draw is perfect. The smoke is good. The taste is just sweet enough to be a little sweet, but not like, ew, I'm eating chemicals. You know what I mean?
Like acid.
Right.
Acid.
Yeah.
Acid. It's like I'm smoking something that was dipped in acid.
It was like potpourri. Yeah.
No. I mean, shy of the forgive me, I'm gonna butcher the tabak. No, tabuk.
Yeah,
tabak. Tabak is a fantastic flavored stick.
Because it doesn't strong arm the rest of the flavors. It's
correct.
It's
correct.
in the background where it should be.
Right. This is a little sweeter, but not, and like you said, not an acid. So I'm pleased. It's good. And yourself?
It's been so last week work was absolutely insane because I'm short staffed, and so things have been very busy. It's that time of year where a lot of companies are getting winter wear for their people.
Oh yeah.
So it's been a very stressful week, and I was like, cool, Monday it'll be better. Monday just decided let's just pick up right where we left off on Friday.
Nice.
And keep this party going. So I was like, let me get something extremely strong. A lot of times you'll see me say when I have a very stressful day or stressful work at week, I want to find a cigar that's going to give me fucking nicotine poisoning. And so I was like, you know what? I haven't had an LLFD double Lajero in a hot minute.
Yes. It puts hair on your hair.
Yeah. Exactly.
Look at him doing the influencer hand. Look at that.
Yeah. Oh.
It's such a great stick and such a great band.
It's been a long time since I've had one. So, Tyson almost said Dyson. Dyson Talus. I'm not the owner, but I am the person that runs the business. So I'm pretty much one notch down from that, and is busy.
It is.
Super
now,
busy. You don't realize how important your people are until you don't have half of them.
Oh, that's true. That's very true. Are you taking requests for hoodies that are not available on the website?
Yeah.
Good. Just making sure. I want people to know that Full Vista Apparel is a full custom shop, and they will cater to the fullest of their abilities within reason.
I just did a Pitch You Ovis hoodie for someone. I don't have a
sweet.
Pitch You Ovis hoodie on the website, but if you see a design that you like and you want it as a hoodie, just message me and I'll make it as a hoodie.
Sweet.
I've got the Atrocaudatus and the Taminki.
Oh, yeah.
Both in hoodies.
Excellent. Did you guys see, just going back to Dustin's Fur Baby shirt, there's a viral video going around. Well, I mean, viral for us because we're animal weirdos, but it's like I don't even know what the song is. It's like a cutesy, ootsy bootsy song, viral video song, but it's like my pet has beans, like like little cat paw beans, but it's tarantula hooks. Have you seen that? And it's like macro, like they zoomed in macro on their phone, and it's like the little tiny little baby paw of a tarantula. And like the girl's like do 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 boop 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 boop, like this cutesy music, and she's pushing on the pad, and the two hooks are like flexing, and she does it to like a bunch of different tarantula legs, and at the very end it zooms out on like this big ass curly, and I just thought it was absolutely adorable. I gotta send it to both of you guys, but like you think it's this like cutesy bootsy, and then it's like this big hairy tarantula. I love it. Fucking viral videos.
Yeah, they're adorable. Most of the time. A lot of times, some of the species are not.
Yeah, they're adorable until you get fucking hairs everywhere. Yeah.
I keep getting hairs somewhere because, like, right now you can't see them on my hand, but there's like little bumps everywhere, and they don't itch. I just don't know where they keep coming from. I can't figure out. Like, there's something in my room that I keep touching that I think has hairs on it, and you know what it probably is?
Snake hook?
No, I cleaned a bunch of cork bark because I save and reuse cork bark if it's in decent shape, and I had a big piece in with that green bottle blue.
Oh, that'll do it.
I'll bet you that's what it was.
That'll do it.
So say my curly hair, every time I open up its cage to do anything, I'm like, man, my hands are itchy. And it's not bad. It only lasts for a few hours, but the curly hair, apparently it just covers its cage in hair.
Yeah. I used to get that real bad from rose hairs, and I think I'm allergic to not the actual like nictitating hairs on the rump. I think I'm allergic to the actual hairs on their feet. Which is interesting because I had plenty of other Grammostola species and not had that problem, but for whatever reason, rose hairs always gave me like a redness. Does that make sense? You know, but like pulchras and stuff, like never had a problem. He's lighting that big boy up, lighting that LFD up. And Mr. Black, are you imbibing in an adult vice this evening?
Nicotine on pouches, sugar gliders. I'm inside. Delicious. It's too cold to go outside. So hey, I don't smoke cigars inside, and it's too cold right now to go outside.
I believe it. What? All right. So what's your what's your temp right now?
We are around 28, 29, something like that. It was 31 earlier, so that's a guess.
Wow.
But the wind chill is killing up.
Oh, I can imagine. Smitty, what are you at?
Right now we're probably in the 40s.
Nice.
We got like a freeze warning, I think, tonight and tomorrow night. Tonight's supposed to get, I think, into the 30s, and then I think it's supposed
31.
to be
feels like 27.
Yeah. I think it's supposed to be even colder tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken.
Nice.
But it's weird because it was 80 yesterday. Like I'm not even, it was hot.
Yeah.
We were relatively warm Saturday, and then all day Sunday it was cooling down. And then this morning, like I said, I woke up and it snowed really hard. None of it stuck, but it snowed really hard for about 10 minutes on me on the way to work this morning.
Al Gore's full of shit, man.
I was going to say, we got to get the government to cool it with the weather control. And B, you know how I know we're old? Because we've been talking about the weather. Now, by me, it is 58 degrees Fahrenheit. Feels like 52, just saying. And it was like 96 yesterday. But I have finally decided to join the 21st century. And I got Wi-Fi Govee sensors. So in the snake room right now, it is 70 degrees Fahrenheit with a balmy 52% humidity. I don't know why it jumped up so much. I think it's because the temp dropped.
Practically aquatic.
I know, right? But that's okay. Everything's all right. The sand's still dry. There's no condensation in any of the desert tubs or cages or anything. So I'm okay with it. But these Wi-Fi Govees, man, like I don't know why it took me so long to get them. Because I have Bluetooth. I would just when I'm at the house, turn it on and look. But like now I'm at work, I'm like, let's take a look. It's getting chilly out. Let me look from outside.
I feel like I would need that is if I'm like setting up. So like if I get a heat panel for this cage that I'm converted into a spider cabinet and add a heat panel to that, but I do it like in the morning or something or before I go to sleep, like to be able to look at it because I can't hang out and check, throughout the day.
Yeah,
if it's too hot or what I have it set at, like what the actual temperature is versus what it's put on the stat at.
Yeah.
It would be handy to have that to be able to look and be able to, if I have to tell Katie to, turn something off or something for me to make sure it doesn't get too crazy.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But for the most part, the Bluetooth has been more than enough. So
Yeah, and that was my thing is the Bluetooth was fine. I was like, you know what? I want to check it when I'm not at home, especially like if I'm staying at Anna Maria's for a couple nights in a row, whatever. I just want to keep tabs. I'm probably going to get more so that I can actually put them in more enclosures. But I stuck one in the chiller because I fired the chiller up. And it is crazy how inconsistent that thing is. And watching it throughout the day, like as the room gets warmer throughout the day, the chiller gets warmer throughout the day. And like right now, it's set to 55, but it's reading 48 degrees. So it's like drastically colder than the temperature gauge on the actual chiller. But we can get into that later. I was excited about my new Govee toys and figured I'd share.
Well, this episode we were going to talk about some new toys and some sort of winter prep stuff.
Yes.
Because unlike Phil, some of us are actually experiencing cold.
Yeah, you got me there.
And we figured, I mean, Dustin's in a sort of a, I won't necessarily say an odd place.
It's odd as far as the temperature goes. We have super, super hot summers, and then we have a few weeks of super, super cold winter. That's just being in the Mississippi River Valley and the Ohio River Valley. I'm in the middle of the country, but I'm only like 300 feet above sea level.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Well, I am 28 feet above sea level. 28. Just saying.
Sometimes I think we're like negative.
I think you are.
Like on the coast, we're like below it.
Yeah. No, I think your house is like 2 feet, and then your parents' house is like 4 feet above sea level. Yeah.
Tyson asked where I am. I'm in the Jackson Purchase of Kentucky. So the very far little knob of Kentucky where the Mississippi River runs and the Ohio River runs. And we have Kentucky Lake. We have a lot of big bodies of water. So we have high humidity, and that's what makes it really hot during the summer and helps with how cold it gets during the winter.
Oh, yeah. It would not shock me if you have a higher percentage of, I know Smitty does where he's at, but wouldn't shock me if Dustin's got a higher humidity right now than I do.
That's why it's so cold here, is because it's so humid.
Yeah.
Like the amount of water in the air makes it so much colder. It's brutal.
Actually, Smitty, what's your local humidity right now?
I don't know. Let me look.
I'm at 64%, which I actually kind of shocked. I thought it was going to be a little higher.
I'm at 53, but at
right.
31 degrees.
Google says 35. That can't be right.
That can't be right, Smitty.
Let's see what the Weather Channel says. They're never wrong. 49%.
49. Okay.
See, how the fuck did Google get that?
I'm about an hour from Cairo, which is the very far southern tip of Illinois.
Yeah, I don't understand how Google can be that off, but like the Weather Channel says it's 15 points more than what that's saying.
I bet you the Weather Channel is more of a general malaise over the region, and your Google is probably pinging off some weather station on a hospital down the street.
I don't know. This is saying 38 degrees.
That's cold.
Yeah, that's chilly.
Y'all cold.
Well, there's like 38 and low humidity, and then there's 38 and high humidity, and those are two very different feeling.
Yes.
Same with the heat. Like the Texas heat, 100 degrees in Texas is much more comfortable than 100 degrees here.
Yes, agreed.
I mean, the middle of August, we're typically setting between 90 and 100% humidity, and it's 95 to 100 degrees.
Mm-hmm. Brutal.
Yeah.
Anything new down in fair Florida?
Let me see. I've I've got the chiller going up, and I'm watching that steadily, and I guess we'll talk more about that later. Kind of mapping out ideas of what I want to do this colder season. I won't call it winter for Florida, but I'll call it the colder season. And I was going to start working on Egyptian cages, Egyptian vivariums, and I decided no, I need to focus on the Texas stuff. So I'm gonna hit up Jen and try and see if I can grab a couple more of those 1818s or 1822s, whatever the hell they are, those cubes I got. And I just ordered 2 Wild Rose Pass landscape backgrounds, one picture that I took, one picture that Chris Paint Shop took. So I'm going to start doing those. And again, I'm also going to talk to Jen about risers because I am getting older and fatter and I don't want to lay on my belly to clean a cage. But yeah, other than that, man, status quo, man. Status quo.
Yeah.
And yourself?
So the Persimmon have been moved on.
Yes. Tear to the eye.
Yeah, but they went to Stan Grumbeck.
Fine choice.
Already has some, he's
staying.
The most capable of hands.
Oh, 1,000%. 1,000%.
So I took the larger Persimmon cage, converted it into a spider cabinet of sorts.
Which, by the way, looks cool as hell.
It's actually really nice that they're all in one place, and then I can heat just that and not have to heat the entire room. I need to get a heat panel for it because I did not get one with that initially, but right now I have sort of a jerry-rig small ultratherm pad in there that is not big enough to get that whole thing hot as I need it to be. Replace the UV bulb because I knew that threw off a little bit of heat, so that did perk it up a little bit during the day, but I still need to get something a little more dedicated. So I have that, and then I have an empty Bio-G that I had the other Persimmon in, the smaller one, that's now empty. And other than that, yeah, it's pretty much just been spiders, and got to be cooling the rhinos here soon.
Nice. Did you decide what Baird Eye and what corns you're going to do this year?
I think if I'm going to do corns, I think it's just going to be the Ladies Island stuff again.
Okay.
I still haven't fully decided. And then Baird's, I'm going to try the smaller pair of Mexicans, I think. Cool. And then I think that and just rhinos is kind of going to be it. If we're being honest, something I've been thinking about the last couple days, and it's weird to say it out loud, but I'm starting to wonder if, what's the best way to word it? If
it's okay, we'll judge the shit out of you.
I'll never not have snakes. Okay?
Okay.
I'll always have rhinos. I love the Conicus, but I do wonder if spiders are more of where I belong.
Okay.
I don't know yet.
Are you sure you're not just having a lot of fun with them right now and have been a little snaked out, as they say?
That's crossed my mind as well.
Yeah.
Overall, I find the spiders to be less stressful mentally in terms of food, keeping up with things. I feel like it's the spiders and scorpions currently sort of fit the busyness of life a little better than the snakes do. But
I also feel like that's also, you're also, I feel like encountering, maybe not the first time, maybe for the first time, I don't know, but you're encountering the feeling of, holy crap, I have a lot of animals. And I feel like you not breeding so much snakes and focusing on dogs is totally cool. But I feel like if you got rid of a lot of snakes, I feel like you would probably regret it. You would.
Like I said, I'll never not have them.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you, if it makes you feel
into something different and then go all in, but not get rid of the old thing until you're stretched and stressed as thin as a piece of paper. That's what you do.
yeah. Well, I was gonna say is at least once a year, and I say this with no feeling that I don't care. People can judge me all they want, but at least once a year, I get a hair up my ass and I go, you know what? Screw it. I'm getting rid of everything. I'm getting rid of all the animals. I'm getting rid of all the cages. I'm done. I'll just take pictures of them in the wild. I'll Google them on iNaturalist and I'll call it a day. And then I think to myself, no, you've worked very hard for everything you have here. You really enjoy them. Just be a little more proactive, see how you feel. Maybe you'll change your mind. And then I go in the room. I realize why I have the room, how much I love them, how much I love being in there and experience them and working with them. And it goes away. But I literally get that like at least once a year. I do. Because I've got so much shit going on in life that is, and a lot of it is inconsequential. A lot of it is like I get home from work and I'm like fucking beat, man. You know? And I don't want to go clean poo. You know what I mean? And I realize that I don't have to do that every night because they are reptiles, God bless. And one day I may want to get rid of everything, but right now I stick with it because I'm really enjoying it and I'm loving it.
Yeah, a lot of it for me is just needing to do a pretty serious, like really laser focus on what snakes I want to keep for sure, be it, house snakes, Conicus, Andean elks, rhinos, and sort of just cut way back on a lot of the other stuff that just doesn't. And I don't like, I don't, it's something I struggle with because it's like, I don't want to appear to be the guy that hops from thing to thing, all the time. But at the same time, it's like, I'm not doing any of this stuff for the optics of everyone else.
Yeah, and
so it's like, what difference does it make if I'm not as jazzed about corn snakes as I was, 2 years ago? Like, that's what it is. Like, I don't,
you did the corn snake thing. You learned what you could. You had fun with it. You bred stuff. You had great conversations with experts and authors and fans and friends. And if you don't feel like doing corn snakes anymore,
well, there's still corn snake projects that I want to keep and do stuff with. It's just not something I'm going to do anytime soon. Like,
yeah, exactly.
I went very hard in the paint on corns.
Yeah.
And, chondros, I still have plenty of chondros. I don't really post about them. I don't really talk about them a whole lot. I still have like 10 of them. Not going anywhere. I need to start putting some together, actually, because I've had people sending me pictures of theirs locking up. So the time is nigh.
Yeah.
It's just like,
I've thought about cutting back majorly on my pythons just because at least with colubrids, you get a quarter of the year where they're pretty much, you're not thinking about, you're not worrying with, you're not nothing. And I have thought about cutting back on the pythons just because then you have 3 months of the year that they're down and you're not messing with them. Whereas the pythons, I've got to keep, you've got to keep rat bills going and everything throughout the entire
year. Yeah.
Well, that's one of the reasons the persimmon, I decided to move those on because it was like, it was sort of a high pressure project because it was, the Vietnamese locality in particular that Matt had sent me were rare. And it was one of those things where it's like, I'm not going to put as much into this as that project probably deserves. And their Stan is more invested in it already.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I don't want to half-ass it, basically. They needed to go to somebody that was going to whole ass it. And it's just one of those things where it's like, that's, it's got to happen.
Hey, man, I've done that myself plenty of times. I got Nova Guineas from Billy. Dude, I love those Nova Guineas, man. Those things are Nova Guinea carpets for those listening. That's the Papuan carpet python from the east side of the island. Dude, they're incredible snakes, but I had to cut back, man. It was too much desert stuff, and tropical just wasn't fitting the vibe. I gave him back to Billy, you know, and like now he's got him. Now he's doing his thing and with them, and we've all done similar things, but no one. I don't think any of our core group of individuals would judge you for like cutting back on corn snakes. You know what I mean?
I did not necessarily that, but like you see
as an example.
You know, we see people like I know some people locally that I swear to God, it was like every quarter they're getting into something new, selling off everything of what they had gotten the previous quarter.
Yeah, but that's not you though.
New. It's not, but
that's not.
I don't. I've been back into spiders. It was a year as of Daytona because that was when I picked up the Metallica and stuff.
Right.
And I don't know, dude. I was thinking about it and I was like, it's just so much cheaper and easier to feed and even less maintenance and work than what I have. And just thinking about just the busyness and like a level of burnout. Of like, man, this is just so much nicer to not have to worry about X, Y, and Z and, you know, that kind of thing. I don't know how to explain it, but
I mean, you don't have to explain it, but you kind of just did. You know, you're working hard all day. You got house stuff to deal with. You got family time, family stuff to deal with, and not deal with. That's a wrong saying, but family time to do things with family. And it's a lot easier when you don't have 50 snakes and you've only got 10, you know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, Dustin knows it damn well.
There's too much cool stuff. Last year, a couple months after Smitty got the tarantula, he posted it so much in the group chat that I was like, you know what? I need a tarantula. Now I got 36 sitting behind me. I get it.
Shit happens quick, right?
I'm in the same boat. If I like one of anything, then I think 40 of them would be great.
If anything, I think it's worse with spiders because there's so many different varieties and the care is all so similar between them. But you get all the cool parts of having the different colors and patterns and things and sizes and things like that. But none of the like, okay, well, I'm going to have to devote a 10th of my room to this because it needs a 6-foot cage. Or half a rack is going to have to be freed for this, and it has to be at this temperature. Like, I don't.
Yeah, and you know what? Sometimes guys like us, like when the arachnid bug bites, no pun intended, you go full disco. You know, I mean, shit, man. At one point, I had over 100 something scorpions. I had like 43 or 45 different species. Multiples, you know, quadruplets of everything. And I was like, what the hell am I doing? Like, what the hell am I doing? I'm not a business. I'm just, I think they're cool. I got to cut the fuck back. And now I've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got 7. And that's a good number of bugs for me.
I mean, what's been dangerous with the tarantulas for me is that I can buy 3 or 4 or 5 a group and raise them up, and I can get my females out. And I know I'm probably not going to have those same males at the right time. So I can take the males to the expo and even sell them as males, and nobody else around me is doing any tarantulas. So I'm getting rid of them very easily. And not even for a profit or anything else, but I'm breaking even on a lot of the groups of tarantulas I get because I'll sell off the males after I've raised them up for a little while and fed them flower beetle larvae until they're to the size of eating pinhead crickets, where normal Joe Blow can go to PetSmart and just nobody else has spiders around here. So
that's great, man. It's great. Just a little supplemental, you know?
Well, it ain't even supplemental at this point because I turn around and buy more spiders with it.
Well, the supplemental is the spider money, you know? Yeah.
My hobby's always been used to my goal is to break even. I usually don't. And if I was to mess up and make any profit, it's going right back into more stuff. So
yeah, exactly. I'm at the point now in my life when if I did produce high volumes of anything, it would not be a chip in the iceberg of what I've put into this
Oh yeah,
addiction, as we'll call it, you know?
I gave up on trying to at least be in the black with it a long long time ago.
It's always red.
But on another note, our local library does a pretty big book sale every once a year. Last
Is that them
weekend.
purging books?
I think so.
That's kind of fucked up.
Why?
Because if they're just getting rid of the old books and
they're selling them, and then that money is going into like the Friends of the Public Library thing.
But they're selling library books?
I don't know where they get them from.
Okay.
I've gotten some every year we go because there's usually some good stuff, and I actually did come across one that I have not seen before.
Oh, that's really cool.
It's called Venom.
Have
you heard of this one?
I've never seen
it.
I
was completely unfamiliar with it, but it's the heroic search for Australia's deadliest snake. And then the little synopsis on the back is, in the early years of the 20th century, an awareness was growing among European Australians of an unexpected threat, one that seemed the very embodiment of the dark, ominous power of the Australian bush. To the indigenous people of the, I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce that nation, it was the Nguman. To the whites, it was the taipan, an 8-foot lightning-fast venomous snake whose bite meant certain death. Venom is an examination of European settlers' troubled and often antagonistic relationship with the land, seen through the lens of the desperate scramble for anti-venom, and highlighted by the story of George Rosendale, a taipan bite victim of the, once again, I'm not going to try to pronounce that nation.
Wow, very cool.
So, saw that. I was like, yep, I'll get that. $6.
Very cool. Nice.
All mine.
Score. Yeah, I've got several herpetological books that were library books, but I just assumed people stole them.
Yeah, no. So like, I don't know if there's actual library books because none of them have like the stamps or anything in them that they were. I'm assuming maybe they just get donated.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I'm sure.
I don't know, but they're cheap, and every year I almost always end up walking away with one or two that catch my interest, and this can go on the 3-foot stack of books of to be read at some point.
Nice. Nice.
Every one of my local libraries carries like 2 snake books. It's The Snakes of the World by Mark O'Shea, and then it's The Giant Snakes by is it John Murphy?
I think so.
Giant Snakes. And like every single library in this area has those 2, and that's it.
Yeah, man.
Dude, have you seen the prices of books though now? Like you go into like a Books A Million, even our local bookstore, and like this has a tag on it. It says it's $32.99.
Yeah.
And it's like
probably $60 now.
Like what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, man. Oh yeah.
Tablets are killing everything.
That's why when I found Hamilton books at first, I thought it was a scam.
I did too.
We all did. I started searching. I'm like, "There's no way that they're going to be in Chinese or something. There's going to be something."
Well, and see, our generation, like the 3 of us, like our generation, got very lucky with Hamilton specifically because they bought out Krieger Publications.
Mm-hmm.
So all of us got great Krieger books for dirt cheap, and that, like, who's better than us, right? So. Yeah, man, what a shame that Krieger went out, because they were the chimera of the day,
were they though?
Yeah, because think about it, there wasn't any legitimate publishing house that focused on reference, hobby reference. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like there was obviously books about snakes and lizards and tarantulas, oh my, but they like focused in on reference natural history, which I thought was great.
I don't know. I pop on there periodically, and I'll buy a couple that I just don't have, even just to have them. Like there's been a couple I got, like Snakes of India or something, which is literally just pictures. There's really no text in that. It's literally like a visual field guide of sorts. And it's like, well, I have it now. It's just sitting on my shelf, but it's still cool.
Yeah. Most definitely.
But I'm with Mike. I gotta have a physical copy. I've tried the digital like ebook thing, and I really struggle to get into it.
Yeah, I can't.
I gotta have the tangible.
I don't mind the ebook if it's something that I'm reading through, but if it's like reference where I'm going to flip back to it, I want the actual book because I like sticking a post-it note in the page that I've looked at 1,000 times because
sure.
I know what it says, but I want to go back and look at it again when I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, if the book is only available as an ebook at this point, like that's fine. I'll get it. But as far as there's just something about like I hate having to blow it up on my screen to be able to read it and then like flipping the page. It just
or like how about
clunky? It's clunky.
How about this? How about you don't have any internet?
That too.
You know,
you can download it.
Yeah, I guess you can, but still, I don't know, man. I want something tangible.
Well, I mean, we all have the collector bug, obviously, or we wouldn't be this hobby too.
Exactly.
That's another piece of it because
yeah.
I've got a blue Bible down there that is, the blue Bible is severely outdated at this point, but I've got it because they're out of print and I've got the collector bug. So
yeah. I actually never got a blue Bible, and I don't remember what happened. I think Matt Jensen gave me some books that he got at like a yard sale. I think he paid the guy like $10 and he got a bunch of bird books and there was a couple snake books or something in there too. And wound up being black cover Bible.
Damn.
With the womas on it. And I was like, thanks. So like I got that from him. I thought that was fantastic. So but yeah, we definitely have that collector bug and that Pokemon got to catch them all type thing, So,
yeah, I just like to have them. It's like I may never actually have to go back and read through it or use it, but it's like I still just like having access to it.
Yeah. Well, and there's so many apps now that you can either take pictures if you want to go page by page, you can, or download the book and it will. I don't know if you own the hard copy book, it'll give it to you on tablet automatically, like something to that extent. And I know Burke has several of those programs where he will bring like a field guide and then he'll download the field guide onto the tablet that goes into his backpack if we're in the bush, you know what I mean? And then he can have like 10 field guides in there. Instead of having to carry 10 physical field guides.
Right.
So like that makes sense to me. But again, I want to have the real book. I want to have the tangible thing. I don't know. But gentlemen, I'm gonna be a little baby bitch, and I'm gonna go get something a little bit warmer.
Aww.
Just saying. I'll be right back.
What's new in your world there, Dustin?
Tarantula slings, a bunch of them. I've added a bunch of tarantulas because they're dangerous. Because if I have one that I want, then you might as well fill a box. And so, yeah, that's where that's the main new thing with me. Getting ready, just fed all the snakes last night for probably the clubrids the last time, and I'm probably going to give them a couple weeks to clear out and then start dropping temps on them.
Yeah.
Getting them ready.
Yeah. I need to probably put one more meal in rhinos before I put them down, but
how many rhinos are you up to now? Okay, let me ask a simpler question. How many pairs can you breed next year?
2.
There you go.
I've got two pairs that would be ready to go. Yeah, it's at first like because the last couple days, like I said, it's been like 80. I'm like, well, shit, cooling stuff's gonna be a little more difficult now, but it's definitely not the case at this point. Yeah, I gotta get them stashed away. I'm definitely not gonna cool them in the room this time, like I did or attempted to do last year. I'm gonna give them a dedicated cooling and hopefully have better luck in the coming season.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, I need to put a couple, get some food in some of the chondros and start putting some of them together to see if I can get anything to happen.
Yeah, I guess it's that time. I guess I'll try some of my Morelia this year. I don't know. I can't breed pythons. I can breed colubrids just fine, but I can't breed pythons. I don't know. I don't hold my mouth right or something. I think I just started out with colubrids, and so that's just where my head's at, is in the colubrid cycle. That's not the way it is with pythons, and so I can't hardly get out of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just a smoother ride. I feel like there's less like nuance to it,
Yeah.
with the colubrids and stuff.
One thing I am doing next year is this year I had my trio of Slowinskis all together, and I only got 3 eggs, but the male was extremely fat and had lumps in him. And I got those off Ryan Cox, and Ryan told me that the year before the male had ate the eggs. So this year I'm going to pair them, but then I'm going to pull them all separately to see if I can get 2 full clutches of eggs, because out of the 3 eggs that I had from the Slowinskis, one of them didn't make it through incubation. One of them come out the most severely kinked snake I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, it was almost like that picture that looks like AI of the ball python, and then it just has a big ball for the tail.
Yeah,
but that's what it looked like. It was rough. And then one of them is doing fine and ate, and I haven't even popped it yet because it's just eating its second meal. So it's settled before I even try to sex it. But I do have one surviving from that.
Dorothy Lapis.
Dorothy Lapis has returned with my Asclepiad Snakebite Foundation hoodie.
You know that's what I have you in my phone as, right? Is Dorothy Lapis.
Nice. You're in my phone as Justin Smith THP.
Nice.
Because that's from before we were friends.
Yeah, but I have your pictures, like the one where you're holding the hook and you have that like old school stash like you got now.
Oh, yeah?
Curled.
Well, I think it's crazy how much weight I've gained and like how fat my face is compared to like this hoodie now. And like I gotta cover up my chin fat to hide that in the hoodie. This hoodie's a lot more snug than it used to be.
Just grow your beard.
Or, lose weight and be healthy.
Yeah, I thought my dryer was shrinking my clothes, but it wound up being the refrigerator.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Now, I will say this, though. I have shrunk shirts recently. Not Fulvius ones, but like I got other shirts from like work and stuff. And I washed them like once. And that shit legit shrank. And you know how it shrank? It didn't just get tighter. It got shorter. You know what I'm saying? So at least I was, vindicated on that one.
That's how my shirt shrink too. Of course, I mean, it's terrible because I'm built like a penguin anyway. Justin knows because I order shirts from him, but I'm 6 foot tall and I have a 30-inch inseam. So I mean, I'm literally built like a penguin. My body's twice as long as my legs are. So it's a constant battle with shirts.
Phil's walking around rocking crop tops from the sound of it.
Oh, let's not get carried away, gentlemen. But I definitely don't lift my arms at work on those days when I wear that shirt. So, oh man. Well, you want to get into what's that?
New gizmos and stuff.
Yeah, let's that segue.
Hop on it and ride away.
Mm-hmm. Wayne Hill style.
So.
But I'm bummed.
Zipping around the show like freaking George Jetson.
Do.
When you just start get a video of that and start playing that when he drives by.
Nice.
It's hilarious. It cracks me up so much. That and the recliner over there by the ticket booth. He just
oh god.
That dude owns that conference center.
Legit.
He is king for a weekend.
Mm-hmm.
But we were talking about Govies and those being handy. We've been big fans of Govies here for several years. I have a handful floating around the house, and I had to dig one up the other day to put in that cabinet to see how hot it was getting. And I have like 3 of them that are taken apart because the batteries died. I never put them back together, so I'm digging around in the top drawer of my dresser, which is where junk goes to. I call it the void because that's where stuff just goes to disappear. And found one of the bigger ones because I forgot there was those smaller ones, and then they have like the next size up. And I found one of the bigger ones by the incubator in the closet, and I was like, oh, perfect. And of course, the batteries are dead, so I had to go replace the batteries, and then I had to open up the app again for the first time in a hot minute, and took a few to update because it auto populates all that data that it's been collecting for God knows how long.
I also figured out that I don't know if it's maybe just my 2 devices, but if you don't sign in for an extended period of time, it won't record that data.
Yeah, it may not have with this. I don't.
Yeah.
I was expecting it to have the equivalent of a stroke when I hooked it back up. So the one thing that I do not like about the Govies in general is that if you do not mark them and you have multiples, you have no way of telling which one's which, especially if they're in the same room. So I have to, anytime I get a new Govie, I take a Sharpie, I write a number on the back of it, and then when I have it in the app, it is named after that number. So I know that 1 is 1, 2 is 2. I don't have to put one in the fridge to figure out which one it is. They should have some sort of like label system or something on it.
Well, I just got the new ones. When you get a new one, they give you stickers 1, 2, and 3.
Oh, do they?
Now, at the same time, when you sign on your new devices, I name them appropriately. So, and they also, each individual one has its own serial number. Mm-hmm. So if you're anal retentive like I am, you could put the serial number if you wanted to. I do it a little more vaguely, and I have like north, south, east, west in the room. You know what I mean? Or like in wrinkles, 1 cage or whatever, however you want to phrase it, and just name it what it is, and then you'll know which one it is.
Yeah, I learned early on when I had 4 in the same room in different cages, and if I took 2 of them out and set them down somewhere, I was like, well, shit, now I don't know which one's which. Or I'd have 1 in the incubator and 1 in the snake room, or 1 in the closet, whatever, and it'd be like, oh, I don't know which one's which because the temperature is pretty much the same in a singular location. So I just started taking a Sharpie and just put the number on them.
Yeah, which is probably the smartest way to do it.
Because I did have to take some and put them in the fridge, and then like which one's dropping. Okay, it's that one, so I know that that's the one.
Well, you can also take it and put it to your mouth, and like if you blow real hard onto it, or like you take your hands and cup your hands to, that you can see the spike in temp real quick.
Oh, really? I thought it took a minute, so that's why.
Yeah, I think the hygrometer will go real quick if you like into it. But if you just blow cool air on it, it will climb fairly quickly. Real quick, Lisa's in the chat, and she asked, have we ever had to ship a snake that's in shed? What would you do? I have shipped a snake in shed. Nothing happened. I've also shipped snakes that I didn't know were in shed, and they shed in the bag in transit. And then I had the same thing where I shipped snakes I didn't know were in shed, and when they got there, the guy's like, oh, this thing's in shed. And then the next day it sheds. So I guess it's species specific. I wouldn't put too much thought to it personally. If I think it's more important that the snake has an empty stomach prior to shipping.
Yes.
Then I would worry about shed. Personal preference.
Because some species you get it's a package deal.
Yeah.
Like chondros.
Yeah.
Once they shed, you get something else with it.
Yep.
My berm too.
There you go.
A surprise.
There you go.
But so with the Wi-Fi Govies, is it sort of what's the sensor push? I think was the ones Andy Middleton was using. Does it have to have like a more or less like a router?
So yeah, it has its own. I can't remember what the hell they call it,
like
booster or whatever. Yeah, let me see what they call it. Hold on, pull my phone out with the right quickness. So they call it a gateway. Excuse me.
Oh, okay.
And I named this. So like I named mine Gateway Cube number 1 because I imagine I'm going to have more in the future. And they're all little white cubes. They look like the power cube for an iPhone. You know what I mean? It has a blue light that emits, so you know it's running. And then here you can see on the screen, I have the Bluetooth on for the units in there and the Wi-Fi emitter. So basically, the individual Govee unit that's reading the temperature and the humidity is Bluetoothing from itself to that gateway, and the gateway is emitting off of the Wi-Fi.
Yes.
Okay. So like this says right there, it's got the little Bluetooth symbol, the Wi-Fi symbol, right? And then if I click into that, it has the 3 units that are tied to it.
Okay.
And I name them, Wi-Fi 1, Wi-Fi 2, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes they'll go offline and it's just a weird, give it a second, it reconnects, Yeah. But if it is offline or it needs a second to reconnect, the symbols go red. Or there'll be like a chain link pattern in blue saying that like you're connected and you're running, and then the chain link went to red. You know that the Wi-Fi is not turned on, or you had a brownout or something. So,
but does it still track data when it's disconnected from that? So like when it reconnects, you're still
I've
getting
never,
that?
Yeah, I've never had it disconnect long enough to make a difference. Yeah, so like here's the one that is, this is in between the sub-aux on that one rack where I have all the sub-aux in one rack. I just stuck one in the middle of the wire rack. I've only had it since last Saturday, and it's completely undisturbed, and I know it's broken Wi-Fi several times. So
it's still recording in the unit. It's just
correct.
It's not sending out that information if the Wi-Fi.
Correct. Yeah, it's not completely transmitting.
Gotcha.
So at least from my observation, I can't guarantee that. I'm sure it's in the manual, maybe.
Well, like the ones that I have now, like if I don't have them connected to the Bluetooth, but I log into the app and connect to them, like it brings up all the data that it's recorded up until that point.
Yeah. I imagine it's the exact same way. Why wouldn't it be? Right. So
Tyson wants to know, where do you get your flower beetles?
I don't remember if I got them. The starter colony I either got from Josh's Frogs or TC Insects, I'm sure, because I think that's where I've gotten about all of my bugs from. But the beetles themselves have a defensive mechanism, just like mealworm beetles or any of that. It's just the larva that you feed on. But that larva is absolutely, like, it makes peanut beetle larva and bean beetle larva.
Yeah, dude, they're so small.
They are super tiny. Like you can literally feed these to stuff that would be eaten like fruit flies. And as far as them versus fruit flies, especially for
smaller than fruit flies. Well,
like the Trinidad dwarfs, those slings are so small, but it's so much easier for me to dig through a little bit of flour and pick out 4 or 6 of those little larvae and use tweezers and put them in, and they attack them and they're getting fat off of them. And that's just so much easier than dealing with fruit flies, because with the flower beetle larvae, you don't have to feed them. You don't have to water them. All you have to do is like take out half the flour, waste that larva and beetles, and replace it with new flour. And they get all of their nutrition, all their moisture, all of it from the flour. I literally have 2 5-gallon buckets going of it. And I don't need I don't need that much. I have it because every now and then somebody asks me for a starter colony, and I'll go to a deli cut and just scoop up a starter colony and start. They're the easiest feeder in the world for.
I got mine from you, and I just started 3 more cultures.
Oh, I've been like Johnny flower beetle culture. Yeah. I've sent flower beetle cultures to everybody, I think. But yeah, they're the easiest feeder for tiny stuff ever was.
Yeah, they're perfect. When I got those Kigoma OBT slings from Dritz, that's like the only thing that they could really eat. Like there was nothing else I could find that would be small enough. That would also sort of give them the stimulus of something moving. Like a head crusher cricket, but if it's still, at least a little bit alive, it freaks them out because it's massive and spazzing out and stuff. Those flower beetles are the perfect solution to those tiny things.
Yeah. I mean, I'm really liking the little dwarf tarantula. I can't remember that. I can't pronounce that genus name, but like the Trinidad dwarf or the C. elegans. What's the C?
Yeah, Syria Cosmos.
Syria Cosmos, that's it. But those slings are so small, and I really am liking those. And the flower beetles are absolutely perfect for them.
Mm-hmm.
They're vicious little things. They're about as big as the flower beetle larva, but they can grab a hold of it and eat it and actually gain some size off of it.
Yeah,
for that.
Yeah.
Didn't you use the flower beetle larva for the little bitty scorpion slings that you got?
Yeah, I was. Unfortunately, I had the same situation with those. I did the isometrics, and they slowly just died off one by one. So I no longer have any hensai. So
gotcha.
Lisa says that going back to her snake shedding question, she's got a white lip that she's going to be shipping out. And she's concerned about stuck shed because white lips are infamous for having shedding issues of some kind. I would not overthink it, Lisa. You can also almost be sure that every single, I don't want to say D'Alberts in general, but like every single one of those, Australasian type pythons that I've shipped, they almost always defecate in the container. And I'm sure that would be enough humidity not to get gross to ease a shed if that was needed. Does that make sense? Would you guys concur?
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess it depends on the size because I think you could also just as easily ship it in a deli with some spag if it's that big of an issue.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unless it's like a massive adult, Yeah.
Yeah. If it's like a yearling or smaller, just throw in a skosh of swag.
That would work.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also getting to be that time of year for shipping wise,
Oh yeah.
Where usually, so like shipping, typically once we get into that like week of Thanksgiving and Black Friday and stuff, I don't ship until we get into like halfway through January, just because FedEx and UPS and all the shipping companies get so flooded with packages, obviously because of the holidays. And because usually temperatures, like it's usually just really freaking cold. I'm like, you know what? I don't ship for, that 2-month period. And I wait until, like I said, midway through January, usually just to make sure you get through the chaos. And even then, if it's still really cold, I just don't ship. So that's me. I like heat packs. It's not that I don't trust heat packs. I've never had the issue that people have apparently with heat packs not heating up. But I have gotten somewhere I received the animal and the heat pack was just done. Like it had burned up and used all its powers in transits.
The one really bad thing I've had happen with a heat pack, you remember this, was that I had a chondro shipped to me, and I think they attached the heat pack inside the box before he screwdrivered through for air, and it was getting too much air to that heat pack. I had the chondro arrive dead on arrival, and I checked the heat pack, and it's 120 degrees.
Wow.
Yeah. I make sure when I use those things, man, that I put a good bit of packing material, be it paper. I use a lot of bubble wrap. I put a lot between whatever animals in there and that heat pack because it's needs a good buffer.
Well, I don't think it would have happened if it hadn't have been stabbed from the outside and was getting cold air because it's just iron ore reaction
right.
The rust to get hot, and I think that screwdriver hole going directly into the back of the heat pack and poking into it was just a lot more air and getting it a lot hotter.
Yeah.
At least that's a good point. It says it's freezing in Memphis, which is the FedEx hub. That's why she wanted to get it out now as like last call, And I have personally had animals die because of that freezing Memphis. And that sucks. But I will also say that it's flying so quick. You know what I mean? That like my scenario, the animals got left in the tarmac and they froze to death. But normally there isn't enough time for it to get cold. Does that make sense?
Right.
So I don't know.
Well, that's when I was sending those Persentum, I was like, it's that weird time of year where it's 80 here, it's 60 in Memphis, and it's in the 40s or 50s, wherever Stan is. I think he's in Texas. And so it's like, well, shit, I can't ship them with a heat pack and them sit here with me until 3 in the afternoon when FedEx comes to pick up. But it's also pretty cold where they're going, and so I ended up not using one because I was looking at the temperatures like, okay, realistically they're in a box, it's still upper 50s, low 60s. Like realistically they're only going to be in that for a pretty short window, so I think they'll be okay and be able to handle that without really any concern. And then where they're going to a FedEx hub, so they're going to be sitting inside. So I ended up not using one, but that's definitely that's the toughest part this time of year is always trying to figure out if I need to use a pack or not. And it's one of those things where it's like, I'd rather be safe than sorry, but it's like, do I need the heat pack to be safe or do I need to not use a heat pack to be safe? And it's, it's a case by case thing.
My experience with Memphis has always been the same. If it leaves the same day that it gets there, if it gets there and it leaves on the same day, it's fine and it'll get to me fine. And if it doesn't, then I'll never see the package.
Wow.
It's just gone.
Wow. Yeah, Lisa says she used 72-hour heat packs. They don't get as hot. And she made added styrofoam between the heat and the snake plus packing paper. So I think that's good. I do.
Yeah, I also tape mine to like whatever so like in a 12 by 9 by 6 box, which are typically the ones I use if I'm shipping multiple animals. I'll have the snakes mostly off to the right, but have the heat pack taped to the top on the left, and then put plenty of packing material, diagonally between that. That way they're getting the benefit of the, they're being heat, but they're not close enough to where you have to worry about them being in contact with it, the entire time. So
and not put the animal on top of the heat pack.
Yeah.
So
I also put a good bit of packing material in my boxes, so those snakes probably don't have a ton of wiggle room. Like they're not jostling around or rolling around in that box. Like they're in there.
Yeah.
But knock on wood, I've yet to have any issues. So
it's good, man. It's real good.
Everyone else talks about how rough Memphis is, and I've also, again, knock on wood, like I've never had a problem. I've had one box get delayed in Memphis.
Yeah, and
it was only by a couple hours, and it still came the next day.
I don't know anyone. Excuse me. I don't know many people that have had problems, but the people that have had problems, they were fucking bad.
I've had 2 packages get hung in Memphis. One was animals, one was bugs, but both of those packages, they were just gone.
Okay. And when you say gone, like stolen or?
Like just package lost. They never could find it. Yeah, just gone. And I don't know if it's a crappy worker just tossed it in the trash can when they found out that they missed the boat or what. I don't know, but it's just gone. One was feeder insects, one was a snake, and it was just gone.
I think Kevin Barron had like a really high end hognose stolen. I think it was at the Memphis hub. Like it disappeared, and then when he tried to track it down to figure out like what the deal was, they were like, "We have no idea what happened." Because like the tracking said everything was kosher, but then it got to Memphis and disappeared.
Yeah.
See, on mine it arrived in Memphis, and then Memphis couldn't find it.
Yeah. And Kevin thinks somebody stole it. I don't remember exactly why, but
yeah, who knows?
Yeah,
who knows?
Part of me is morbidly curious to see how those boxes get handled as they go through the system. But I'm also team ignorance is bliss. Probably better to just not ask questions and not know.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, I know how people react when I post pictures of my animals on Facebook, so that's bad enough.
Yeah, man. Well, on the note of cold, I have this chiller, and this chiller's thermostat sucks.
What thermostat is it? What
is it's a wine cooler. I just bought a wine cooler.
Oh, so it's the one that's like actually in the
so it has an LCD screen on the front of the glass door, and I set it to 55 just to see what it would do. Threw in the new Govee, and it was maintaining like 48, 49 right now because it's chillier in the room. It's like 70 in the room. And it is, by the way, it's in my bedroom. It's not in the snake room. It's like 46. And yesterday I set it to 55 and it was like 53. So now I'm wondering if I just crank the sucker up as high as it will go, do you think it would, I wonder if it would maintain it. But my other thing was, what if I put the wine cooler on a normal light socket reptile timer? Do you think it'd just burn the fucker out?
I had my wine cooler on one of those Rainbird reverse thermostats that's supposed to kick on to get it cooler, like the cooling thermostat.
Yeah.
It ran fine on it. And I done it for the same reason, because my wine cooler, although it cools great, the thermostat on it was not accurate enough for what I wanted. It would vary pretty widely, like 6, 7, 8 degrees. So I put one of those Rainbird thermostat, like I can't remember what the name of it was. It's on Amazon. It's less than I think $30, but it's like a Rainbird thermostat for cooling though. Like it's for for cooling, and you put it in there and you set the temperature, and if it gets above that temperature, it kicks power to it. If it doesn't, it takes it off. I don't know that any wine cooler would last long term with it, but mine's lasted 2 seasons with it just fine.
And
then my wine cooler's in 2 different sections. I don't know if yours is like this, but it has like a top section, it has a bottom section.
Okay.
And the top section will get warmer. Like the top section is almost always, I thermostat at the bottom. The top section is always like 6 degrees warmer than the bottom. So I would set the thermostat for the top and just know that the bottom was 6 degrees cooler. So I'd put hog noses and stuff that could go cooler in the bottom, and then the stuff that I was a little more worried about, like Montane Kings or something like that, on the top.
Okay, that's interesting. I didn't even think of that. So it had the wire shelves in there that are like wiggly, like they have like the waves in them to put a wine bottle.
Oh yeah.
So it had like 4 of those or 3, I can't remember, 4 of those. I took those out except for 2. And then I cut the foam. I had spare foam for pelican cases. And I cut 2 little, like, I don't know, 10 by 4, 10 by 5 rectangles of foam to put on top of that, so that like the deli cups or whatever I was putting, well, not only level, but was cushioned to some degree.
Mm-hmm.
Even if I had like a snake in a bag, I could just throw the whole bag in there and it would be sitting on foam, not on a wire rack. You know what I mean? So right now I have the Govee in there, and it is 40. It's 47.8 to 49. I'm sorry, 47.8 to 48 degrees. It keeps. I'm literally watching it as we're talking, flip back and forth, and it's maintained that for about 6 hours. But at 8 a.m. this morning, it was 52. So I don't know what the hell happened there. I don't know if it was a power surge or something, but it climbed from midnight last night. It was 48 at midnight. And then from midnight, it slowly rose to 8 a.m. It was 53 degrees. And now it's dropped back down to 48 right now.
Do any of
So
y'all have those tings in your house?
what's that?
It's called a ting, or that's the brand that we had. It's like a thing that you plug into your wall, and it's supposed to tell you if the power goes out, if you have a power surge, it'll send an alert to your phone, anything just in your house, period.
Oh, wow. No, I never had that.
And like it's also supposed to give you an alert if you have a short in any of your wiring or anything going to that outlet. You know, it's supposed to be like
Okay.
that. But that thing's been great because if I'm at work or something and I lose power, then my snakes aren't setting for 8 hours until I can get home. I lost power and I can take time or whatever to go take care of it. And that's
true.
especially important here when it's so cold. Because
Yeah.
if I lose power for 4 hours at the end of January or beginning of February, very easily,
bad news.
Everything in my room could go below freezing.
Wow. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely look into that. I'm wondering if this is just a cheap crap wine cooler.
Maybe, but like I said, it
Probably.
might be worth trying that Rainbird thermostat.
Yeah.
Make it better.
Well, but just to go back to my initial question of if I put the wine cooler on a normal power outlet timer and I had it run for, say, I don't know, 12 hours on, 12 hours off, just to make it simple, do you think that would maintain temperature enough to chill it, like, for a cooling period, or no? Or do you think it would also just burn out that fucking motor?
I don't think it would burn out the motor because it's already got the thermostat on it that's used to going off and on, right?
Yeah. I guess what I got to do is, because I'm not going to put anything in it until I have more data. I figured I've got at least another week or two before I need to really harness that data.
Because it's also a wine cooler. It's not like it's a freezer that has to maintain, a definite certain temperature.
Right, but I also don't want to leave snakes in there at 46 degrees for 30 days like that. They will fucking die. So I don't know. And then I grossly underestimated how small it is, or large, I should say. So I'll be able to deli cup the Arizona Mountain Kings and put them in there. And then maybe bag the wrinkles. And that's it. That's all I'm going to fit in there. But I don't know if I want to leave wrinkles in bags for that much time, for like 3 weeks. Because then there's no water bowl. You know what I mean? I don't know. I got to put some thought to that. I also I was going to bring it outside with me to show you guys. Speaking of gadgets, my parents got me a portable air conditioner that uses like a couple batteries. It's for like your AC went out in summer and you like want to like chill just one room, but it's not a window unit. It's like it's
like a little box fan.
Yeah, but you fill a reservoir with water, and it uses the water through like some half-ass coil.
It's like a mini swamp cooler.
Yeah, it's basically a mini swamp cooler, but it's like a self-contained. It's probably the size of a gallon of milk, like the whole plastic box thing. So I'm wondering if I got some plastic accordion tube, could I just pipe that in to an enclosure?
Probably.
And if I did it to something like the wrinkles, which wouldn't give a shit about the heightened level of humidity, I bet you that'd work pretty damn well.
I bet you it would too.
So I think maybe I'm off Wednesday. I think Wednesday I may fire that thing up and throw one of these govies in an empty vision cage because I have a few spare visions and just see what happens. See what it brings it to, you know?
I'd probably, especially with venomous stuff, I'd rather do that than have to bag it and put it in a cooler.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's no big deal. Like I've bagged cobras and threw them in coolers plenty of times, but it's usually for like 10 days and it's usually like 58, 59 degrees, 60 degrees, and it's no big deal. You know what I mean? And then you, this sounds kind of morbid, but you do that for the first week, and you'd open it and kind of like poke them with a snake hook. If they give a little shimmy, then you know they're good.
Yeah.
And you just do it for another week, and they're fine for 2 weeks with no water. You know, it's not that big a deal. And then as soon as they come out, throw them in a vision cage or a neodesha with newspaper and a giant water bowl, and just let them get their drink on for 2 days straight, and then back in their original enclosures. And we did that a lot, just 2 weeks, you know. But this is not the same. You know what I mean? Because this is not a legitimate thing. This is a Amazon wine chiller. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna be spoiled this year because I'm near enough to my dad that I can just put everything and take it to his farm shop, which has a big ceiling heating unit that he only turns up to 50 because he doesn't want to pay the electric bill all winter. But it stays degrees all winter in that shop, and so I can just tote them and throw them in there this winter because everything I cool 50 degrees will be fine.
Yeah,
that'll be easy peasy and done.
Yeah, that's great, man. That's a win-win. And then I got to bust out Dusty's book because this year I got to make something this year. It's happening, yeah. And I got to figure out when I want to do it.
The Bogey Bible.
The Bogey Bible. I got to figure out when I want to do it because if I want to go off of actual season times or if I want to alter it because I'm in fucking South Florida. And I got to ask Dave Powell and I got to ask Rob Nemo because they're both in Southwest Florida and they're both killing it with Subox every year. And I'm just going to ask them, hey, when do you throw them together? Because
Robin's Florida?
I think his Subox are. Yeah.
I don't know. I was thinking he was like in Texas somewhere for some reason.
I think he's got a couple places, but I'm pretty sure he stays in like Fort Myers area. I thought. I could be wrong.
Huh.
Actually, let me look. We're Facebook friends. Let's see if
he's another one we got to get on at some point.
Oh, we got to get him on that. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
I don't know who I was telling. It might have been Dustin, but he's like the only one out of that group that I really haven't talked to. Like, never formally introduced myself or anything like that. Like, I've talked to him very briefly about some of the stuff he had on his table at Daytona, but I haven't had any.
Yeah, he's according to Facebook, he's in Tampa.
Oh, okay.
I thought he was a little farther south, but
Tampa, Billy Huntland.
You got it.
The mayor of Tampa Town. Silly Billy.
Yeah, and I don't know if you saw, but Rob posted November 3rd, it looks like. 35 years of them hatching Gila monsters.
Crazy.
Isn't that fucking wild, man?
Did you say how many animals that was over that course? And like how many Gilas was that hatched?
He's probably bred the same one for 35 years. Plus more, but
Only the 2 years after our move, we didn't get fertile eggs. So those were the only 2 zero hatched out of the last 35 past years. Wow. That's wild. So, but see, even there, like if he's in Tampa, Billy's house gets way cooler than mine, and Billy just opens a window. I physically can't do that. So, what do I do?
Sounds like an excuse to me.
To what? To open a window?
Yeah.
Oh, forget the legality of opening the window in the venomous room. It's not cold enough. You know what I mean? Even if I could open a window, I wouldn't because it's not cold enough. So,
No, but that attitude,
yeah, I guess.
you gotta make it cold.
Yeah, just throw them all in a tub, drive up to Billy's, throw them in Billy's closet
Yeah,
for
there
like
you go.
a month, then drive back, pick them up again. But it's happening this year, man. It's happening. Gonna go for a pair of Wild Rose Pass and go for a pair of Silvers.
You can do it.
Yeah.
I believe in you. Are you doing water pythons? You can try them again?
Yeah, I'm actually gonna put them together when we're done talking. Just because the cold snap coming, figured fuck it. So, and I fed them last week, so they should be all pooped out. I'm just gonna throw the male in the female's cage and cross my fingers, see what happens.
Hail Mary.
Hail Mary. Yep. And I'm gonna wait till December until we get a good like week, like a solid week of chilliness, not just like 2 days like it's gonna be this week. And that's when I'm gonna put the Arizona Mountain Kings down and do that. So they'll be a little late, but I don't want to have a temp spike at all. I want it to be solid for an extended period of time.
Yeah, so that would not be ideal.
Mm-hmm. And then Fields Vipers and Cerastes are going to be. I'm gonna put them in the chiller for like 4 or 5 days for as low as it can, like whatever 46, 49, whatever it is. Don't care. In the last week of January, February, March. So last week of March, so that second or third week in April, I'm going to put them together. So, and I got to get with Keller and show him my Cerastes and have him tell me if they're too tiny.
What does he know?
Because, dude, I mean, his are fucking monsters, man.
Yeah,
They're
seeing that
huge.
that clutch, dude, that was I didn't even know they could freaking pop out that many.
Yeah, that was wild.
It sounds like he's having a lot of fun getting those going.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's constantly crying about having to assist feed them because they won't eat on their own.
That's tough, man. That's
nothing like risking your life to feed baby snakes.
You know, I've done it way too many times in my life. I am probably done with that. So, yeah, I'm done with pinky parts. I'm done with pinky heads. I'm done with using a painter's sponge on a wooden dowel to hold down a neonate death adder so that I can shove a pinky thigh into its mouth with a set of alligator forceps. I'm done with that. Like, that's
too old for this shit.
I'm getting too old for this shit. So that's honestly why I haven't paired pygmies, because you know,
I don't blame you. I
don't want to do it.
It sounds great on paper, but I feel like when it comes time to actually do it, then you realize how much it sucks.
Yeah, for sure.
It's okay to have things and enjoy it and not breed it. That's why I love my berm. I love my berm. I will never breed my berm because I don't want the nightmare of trying to find homes for 70 giant snakes. I'll never breed it.
That's the problem, man. Like, if they only had like 4 to 12 babies,
Wouldn't be such a big. Yeah.
It'd be cool. Yeah. And that's honestly another reason why I love my Cape puffs, because my Cape puffs don't have massive litters. They usually only have 8 to 10 babies, not 60 or 80 fucking babies like the Tanzanians or the Moroccans or the Mauritanians. Yeah. So
Why is there a particular reason they all have such small litters?
because they don't get as big.
No.
Most puffs that are Namibian, Southwest African, South African, even some of the stuff out of Mozambique, they only get
Like
2.5, 3 foot.
borderline dwarf.
Yeah, borderline dwarf. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure there's been 5-foot ones in South Africa. It's not like a law, but the majority of the stuff that comes out of East Cape, West Cape, KwaZulu Natal, most of those are usually around 3 foot.
Mm-hmm.
So like I've got a proven breeder female that I'm confident is either Eastern East Cape or KwaZulu Natal, and she's barely 3 foot.
Wow.
So yeah. And I would throw a male to her this year, but I want to give the male at least one more year. So because he will most definitely be ready next year. I went to give him a rat pup a couple days ago, and what I imagined was going to be a comparable meal, he housed it. So that I'm very excited for that.
Hell yeah.
That'll be cool as hell.
I'm anxious to breed house snakes.
Are you pairing this year?
No, I don't. So I'll get y'all's opinion on this. Like I have that
yes, you should.
That long-term captive female from Keller. That's like a brown house. I don't even know if that's a fullignosis or what.
Yeah, but now how old is it? Do we actually know or no?
It's an adult. Like it's breedable.
Okay, but is it like 10 years old or is it like 5 years old? Huge difference.
I don't know. I don't think it's 10.
Okay, cool.
And then I have that one of the male that I got at Daytona.
Mm-hmm.
That by the time spring rolled around, I feel like could probably make it happen.
Yeah.
But they're not the same house snake.
I mean,
what's the you got at Daytona?
They're fullignosis, but they're not like. I'll have to pull up pictures.
Yeah, let's see them.
Because like my concern, and I mean, talking to Jade, our resident South African in Texas,
our resident house snake junkie.
He's kind of like, at this point, they're house snakes. I don't much care anymore what's what, because like, does anybody actually know?
Yeah, I feel like with the exception of a handful of Capes, Auroras, and Dave Powell's Namibians, they're all mudded out. So just go designer,
Let's see if I can find. Okay.
Got a T-negative female.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't. As long as if it's fullignosis to fullignosis, it doesn't matter if it's a fullignosis from Ghana and a fullignosis from Togo. Who cares?
I don't know. It just feels. It's feels wrong to me to sort of mix them up like that. So like that's what the female looks like, right? That's a fullignosis,
right?
And then like the two that I got from Daytona, they're not Capensis, but they look more like this. They don't have the lateral striping like that. Let's see if I can find something comparable. Yeah, see, they're more like this.
Oh, I would do it, man. I would most definitely do it. Yeah, for sure.
Do you know for sure what? But are either one of them for sure a locality? You said Keller's was.
No, Keller's is wild caught, but I don't think he knows any background info on it other than that it's a.
And what about the ones from Daytona?
They're both het albino, I believe.
Oh well, then they're already They're already muddled up, bro.
So it's the chondros in the 80s.
Yeah, man, for sure.
Put them together.
Yeah, dude, pair that shit.
Because my other idea, there's currently on Morph Market. You pull it
I've got that T positive albino female that I don't have a mate to. So if you want to pair more than one, I'll send you her and you can pair her.
Oh yeah.
I mean, she's a proven breeder. She laid eggs actually this year, even after her mate had died. And I would have saved every one of them and tried to get a male, but she laid them in the water bowl and I didn't find them until later.
Oh, that's the worst.
Go figure.
That's the worst.
I didn't even know she was pregnant. She only had 3 eggs in her. She wasn't swelled up at all, which you'll realize that the first time you breed house snakes, they will surprise you. Because by the time you go, I think she's pregnant, the next day she'll lay.
Wow.
Yeah, so like I was looking at this guy had 2 males for sale, and this is like exactly what the female looks like. And so I was like, well, maybe I should just pony over, $150 and get one of these males and keep them true.
Honestly, but see right there, you can't even say keep it true, because what you showed me, the other picture where like the lateral line is broken or like mottled, that's probably the same snake. It's just a regional phenotype, or even just a genetic abnormality common in regional variances, whatever you want to call it.
See,
I wouldn't go doling out
on Kenya. It's a Kenya
from Kenya. How? Kenya's closed.
This just says no. This is this picture. Oh, I'm on the wrong tab. Sorry. This picture. This says it's Kenyan. So I
didn't think Fulganosis was in Kenya. I thought that was purely a West Coast locality animal.
I would say if you know for sure the locality, then for sure try to pair localities. But if you have something that you don't know for sure the locality anyway, throw them together, make more houses.
Yeah, man. I mean, especially since the one's already got muddled genetics. I mean, you said het this, het that. Like, it would not shock me if it has capensis in there.
Yeah. Well, that's what I don't understand, because like you have this that says fulganosis.
Well, so fulganosis,
like that looks like capensis look like that.
Fulganosis was the catch-all for decades. So when they couldn't figure out if it should be its own thing or not, guess what? It was fulganosis. I don't care what people say. That's my staunch opinion.
I swear those things are just teacup berms.
Legitimate.
Yeah. Someone did have some Namibians on Morph Market here recently that were really sweet. Oh, they're still here.
Was it David?
No.
Because his are fucking gorgeous, man. Those crazy derpy eyes.
$300 a pop. There was a table at Daytona that had a couple of them.
Those were David's.
Were they?
Yeah, it was on. I think it was on Trumbauer's table.
No, it was like another row over.
I think yes, you're right. I can't remember the person who had them, but that's David gave them to him to sell. So
gotcha. I need to hit up David. I love those little bastards, dude.
Yeah,
they're so much fun.
Oh yeah, I say pair them. I say pair them. Black says pair them. What you gonna do? You gonna pair them?
Well, yeah. I mean, if you want me to pair that female, I will, and then I'll send you babies if you want.
Okay.
Maybe when it's not freezing.
Yeah.
Did you cool yours at all?
I unplugged the rack. So it got to like maybe 68 at night. Room
cooling. Yeah.
But I didn't really cool them. I unplugged the rack, and then as soon as when I started heating everybody up and I put them back on heat, I fed the crap out of them because they did lose a little weight over the winter. Not a lot. They weren't in terrible shape, but they did lose a little weight. If I was going to do it again, I'd probably feed them up pretty heavy before I cooled them.
Well, it sounds, from everything that I've been told and heard and read, like it sounds like cooling isn't even really necessary to get them to go.
Well, like I said, I didn't do anything to try to get them cooler. I just unplugged my rack because I was unplugging all my racks, and I just left them in there unplugged.
Mm-hmm. Did you cohab yours while you like?
Yep. I never pulled mine apart. I never seen any breeding behavior. I really didn't think I was successful until I got eggs.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, when I thought she was pregnant, it was just a few days and I had eggs.
Wow.
Well, then we'll add house snakes to the agenda then for
Hell yeah.
They're very thin eggs, so you don't see the lumps in the females very well.
And see, you said that you just unplugged the rack and it dropped what, 10 degrees?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I usually have my racks somewhere around 84, 86 on the hot spot. So if I unplug it completely, then the whole thing is just down to like 68, 70. So
see, that's wild, man, because like I'm getting at least a 8 to 12 degree night drop nightly. So I feel like I'm gonna have to go colder. You know what I mean? On some of that stuff.
Well, which that'd be a lot of trouble, but you could put them in the wine coolers just for the night.
Yeah.
It's a hag, man.
It's according to how many you're doing, but
yeah.
That's a whole nother headache.
Yeah.
I think you should try the duct to the portable.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna fire that up Wednesday, and like I said, I have a couple spare 2-foot visions that are completely empty, and I'm just gonna pump it in there. I'm actually thought about just taking the whole box, putting that into a black box cube cage because I have spare black box cube cage.
Mm-hmm.
Turn the thing on, and then throw a Govee in there and see how cold it makes just that Viv.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like I can pour some water and I'll just leave it in the Rinkhall's cage. Fuck it.
I just feel like that's the path of least resistance at this point.
Yeah.
Like, and if you can get it to work, then fuck yeah, you know.
Yeah.
If you're already getting a 10-degree drop, how many more degrees would you have to get it to drop, you think, before you would kick off something?
So like right now the Rinkhall's cage is like 72 at night, and then hot spot of like 87, 88 only for like 3 hours midday. I need it to be 55 degrees for like a month.
I think if that thing's like a mini swamp cooler,
yeah,
I can't hardly believe that you wouldn't get it in an enclosed space. Another 10 degrees.
How big are the batteries? Like, what batteries is it using?
I think it takes 6 AA's. I don't know.
So I wonder how quickly it would burn through those, though.
I have no idea.
Is there no way to? There's no like USB.
Oh no, there is. I can plug it in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so
I can plug it in.
You're not going to have to run it off AA's the entire time.
No, I could literally fish the wire in between the vision cage glass pane, and then next to it is the power strip that has the UVA or the UVB and the heat lamp and all that timered. Like it's next to their cage. So like,
I got you.
I feel like that's going to be the winner.
But it's not like only portable to where it only runs off battery.
No. It's not like a lantern or something.
Even better.
Yeah. But I
hardly believe that wouldn't work.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's that Floridian ingenuity.
Yep. Swamp cooler for the win. I actually thought about just making a swamp cooler and just cooling the whole fucking room.
What is a swamp cooler?
Mr. Black, would you care to elaborate before I
butcher it? You ever see it? Auto shop and seen the great big square thing that has the little ridges in the front? What it is it's a water basin in the bottom, and they pump it up and they let it drip basically through like this sponge with a massive fan on the back that pushes air through it. So the water is constantly, you're just getting really humidified, cooler air by it pushing through that sponge.
Most good old boys will use an old igloo cooler. You know, you had this old igloo cooler that you used for 20 years to throw your quartered hog meat in after you just did a pig hunt, and then, oh no, this year the hinge broke. So you break the other hinge off and then you use that, you wash it out, and because you can't put food in it because it had dead pigs in it. And now you take a doorknob drill bit, you drill a doorknob drill bit right through the top of the lid of the igloo cooler, and then JB weld a PVC sprocket, I guess, and then just slap on a couple computer fans, and you're rocking and rolling. Yeah. I mean, was that a good enough addition?
That would have.
Okay. Yeah. But I don't know if I want to do that to the whole freaking room. So,
if your little swamp cooler didn't get it cold enough, your basin, could you put ice in it?
No, it's not big enough. Well, if I made a real swamp cooler with like a 3-foot igloo, then sure.
I started to say, if you put ice in it, then you'd basically have an air conditioner for at least a few hours.
Yeah. Which could be enough to keep it chilly during the day. Interesting.
Dry ice. Make a fog machine.
Yeah, right. The problem is the humidity. That's the real problem. Because like now, like a lot of the snakes, they won't give a shit. But like the Cerastes, the field vipers, some of the
might as well drown.
Montane stuff. Yeah, I'm just thinking about respiratory,
Well, maybe if you can make swamp coolers for the ones that don't give a crap, then the wine.
Yeah, or I gotta see how much this one that my parents bought me. I gotta see how much they paid for it, because like if they paid like $50, it might be worth just buying like 4 or 5 more. You know what I mean? A long-term investment, whatever, and just put one in each cage. Like I don't need one for the female cage and one for the male cage. I only need it for when they're together. So like I'll throw them together, chill them out. They're gonna. What was that face, Smitty?
No, I was yawning.
Oh, I thought you were gonna sneeze.
No.
And in that regard, and kind of go from there. The question is it going to be too much? I have to try it. This is a lot of what ifs.
Speaking of cool gadgets, though.
Show us.
Yeah. So
show us. It is time.
These, like with the Govies and these things, think about how expensive this kind of stuff would have been, 20 years ago.
5 years
ago. Crazy. 5 years ago, even. Like for $70, I got this little digital microscope here to be able to sex tarantulas.
Yes.
And like here, Black, show yours. Show your thing again.
Okay.
We're still here. It's just you. Yeah. See, I haven't even used the little reflector bit on mine yet either.
And this piece has a light. There's 2 additional lights. It all runs off of USB. You can take the pictures with this, so you don't have to ever touch it or worry about shaking the camera. It's impressive for $70. It's really impressive. Because about 4 years ago, I got this one with like the regular eyepiece, and I got it to look for like lung flukes and parasites and snake poo, and it goes a lot. It has a lot more magnification, but it's legitimately harder to use, especially for like tarantula motes or something like that you don't need as much magnification for than that.
Yeah. Now, just for the listeners at home, Dustin's showing us a
traditional microscope.
He was showing us a traditional microscope, the one that you'd imagine in your mind. But imagine a traditional microscope, but instead of the eyepiece, it is a 6x4 LCD screen and 2 little gooseneck LED lights, so that you have a full screen and you can see what's going on. Now, I don't know if it's powerful enough to see single cell creatures as well as a traditional microscope, but for looking at the inside of tarantula molts and the like, it does a damn good job.
Which is what I was doing here with a little Taxinus bambus that molted. This thing has been quite the mystery for the last 48 hours. Because at first I was like, sweet, it's female. But then I was thinking about it more and I'm like, wait a second. There's a lot of distance, because this is what we're looking at here. There's a little dog ear here. There's a little dog ear here, right? Which usually is like something you see with spermatheca, which is what females have. But there's so much distance. Usually spermatheca are much closer together than that. So I was like, well, what if that's the gonophores that males have, And so I asked a couple people. I was on the Tarantula Addicts Discord, posting some pictures, and it kind of got to the point where it was like no one really was quite sure. Today, sent it to somebody who's much more well versed in sexing, and they think that it's a female. So, but basically, set it up, take some soapy water, rehydrate the molt so it's pliable and you can actually, unfold it and look at it. Which I will say before, like I would dunk this entire molt in the water and it gets kind of hard when you have the legs and every other part all in there. So taking this little syringe with some of that soapy water and just putting it on the spots that I need makes life a little bit easier. At least getting it untangled enough to where I can cut that part off that I need to be able to look at between the book lungs, the top set of book lungs. And then the bamboo skewers to sort of manipulate it under this and get it laid out where I need it. But dude, this thing, like honestly, I wasn't really expecting much for it being $70. I was like, yeah, okay, it'll be cool, it'll be all right. But I was blown away. Like the build quality on this is actually really good. The picture quality is really good. It was super easy to put together. Like took like 5 minutes to slap it together and turn it on and use it. My main complaint with it is this is the power cable to power the actual like brain. In order to get these external lights to use those, there's another power outlet in the back at the back of the base plate there. So it's not on one power source. You have to use two if you want to use the main light on the head and then the two additional lights, which is kind of dumb. And then I wish there was like some sort of Bluetooth capability, which I would expect on a more expensive model, not necessarily the baseline one, which is what this is. But it's awesome because like even if you don't have the little remote connected to take pictures, you can hit this little button here and it'll take a picture right there on the screen. It'll take video. It comes with a 32 gig SD card, like the micro SDs, which that was kind of something I had to tackle last night, was getting it on my computer because I tried to use my little micro SD converter chip that you plug into a regular size SD card, and my computer didn't even bother recognizing it. Like nothing happened. So I had to take a C2C cable and plug it up to my Mac and then move the files over to my computer. But you can take a C2C cable depending on what computer you're using, or a USB to C, and hook it up to your computer and use your computer screen as the screen instead of the 7-inch that it comes with. So
and how much was this whole kit?
This was $70 on Amazon.
So I just sent you a video. I do not keep tarantulas, so I would not necessarily need it for that. I have considered it if I do keep scorpioning my way up, I might do it for scorps later on, just to sex neonates, very, very, very tiny instars, whatever you want to call them. But I have one for coins because I am very much engulfed in the numismatic world. Here's a US silver dollar, and this one does not have a screen. It's $40 or like $35, and it's USB-C right to your computer. And it comes with the software. You just download the software for free. So
what do people use it for coins?
Looking at details, imperfections, markings, like
misprint things.
Yeah, everything. It's like looking at conditions and stuff. So like I think this is zoomed out as much as I can go because I wanted to, see the luster of it and everything. But like you can literally see the metallurgy in the lines of the stamping of the coin. So, and this is actually in a plastic holder. So imagine if I took the coin out of the plastic.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, man, I was super surprised at the quality of both of them. If I had seen it on Amazon for $70, I probably wouldn't have even bothered buying it because I would have thought that it was going to be junk.
Yeah.
But when he posted the pictures of the pictures he was taking, I think it's the next day I ordered it. I'm like, no, that's incredible. And it's been great for that. I've found myself looking at the you was talking about the little tarantula paws earlier. I found myself looking at the paws and finding the book lungs and just enjoying using the microscope to look at all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, this is one of the Flamingo Kylos I have that's up to this molt was probably a little under 2 inches or so. So we're not talking about a big molt. And
Yeah.
I mean, very clearly, this is what I'm talking about when I said the other ones were super far apart, like the spermatheca. This is a female, and they're much closer apart or closer together. So that's why
Can you zoom in on them real quick?
So I was like, maybe it is a male because of the distance that we're between those. Like this is much more traditional and what you expect. Because we're looking for this little dog ear and this little dog ear. And some species, like on ornamentals, it's a single flap. It's not two.
Right.
But like,
what are those two little circular things on the right?
These?
Yeah.
Just bubbles from the solution. But
okay.
But I like that it's time and date stamped. And like this is a Chordatus that I was like, oh, it's a male because there's nothing there. And then Dritz was like, no, man, that's a female. I'm like, what are you talking about? That's a female. Like the rules keep changing, damn it.
Yeah. What made him think that it's a female?
I don't know. That's what I don't understand. So like, here's the Bambus again, and you can see how far apart these were compared to the Flamingo Kylos, which I mean, they're not related closely at all, but you know, I was like, maybe this is a boy because you have one over here and one over here, and that would be gonophores and not necessarily the spermatheca, but I don't know. So they're leaning towards female, which would mean that I have 3 females. Hopefully with the other 2 that are coming, I'll manage to land a male, but I don't know.
Okay.
But this thing's cool, man. Like it's
really
just
cool,
amazing that you can get that kind of thing and you know, have that kind of stuff. So like that same company makes a bunch of different models. Like there's a, you know, varying price ranges from the 70 up to 170, 300 for this one. This one says it's HDMI and it's much more hardcore.
Yeah, it's like a tabletop one.
Even then, no, it's not even that much bigger. I mean, it's a little bigger, but
oh yeah.
Like eventually that would be a worthy investment, I think. But
yeah, especially if you're breeding tarantulas on the reg and you got to individually separate all the babies and put boys and girls with girls or whatever, you know.
But again, I wonder if there's any of them that have some sort of Bluetooth capability, because that would be really nifty to be able to just send it to an app or something.
Yeah.
Instead of having to hook it up and download them separate. And
yeah, I mean, it's only a matter of time until they get like microscope capabilities on a smartphone, you know?
Right.
So, and yeah, Mike, I still have Trans-Pecos copperheads. I have been swelling over. I have this one snake that is, I'm almost positive it's a T positive albino, and or some kind of hypo. It's just super duper light and like unlike anything I've ever seen. I gotta send pictures to some people. I think I've never paired it or did anything with it. I've just been growing it up. I think I'm gonna try and pair that to something this year just to see what happens.
Yeah, I don't know how people use these for soldering stuff with the heat and everything, but
You think they really do?
I don't know.
I mean, I know the coin guys use it. Like I know.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. But like this one goes up to 2,000.
For a way that the heat isn't that big of an issue.
Yeah.
This one goes up to 1,200x.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what ours is.
It's a fun thing to play with, and now I'm checking for molts regularly that I can actually use. One of my electric blues molted, but we're talking like teeny tiny to where it's like I'm not even going to bother trying to unfold that and get it on there.
Yeah.
So
I had one molt when it come in that I looked at, and then every day I've been checking every single cage.
dude, right.
Some of them are, I knew some of them are getting close. So every single day I'm picking up the deli lids on every single one, looking to see if they've given me a molt yet.
It's just fun. It's cool to like see what you can find, and see what, what you got.
You described it best. It's like scratch offs.
Yeah.
It really is.
And it's, well, I mean, for like certain species, especially ones that take a really long time to mature, like the brachypelmas and the phonopelmas and stuff, it helps out a lot, because when you're talking about an animal, it's going to take several years to like hit maturity. To know what you've got early on will, with the planning stages, like you were saying, like timing and getting a male that's at the, the right stage of life to be able to pair, like it's a game changer when it comes to that kind of thing. And like these, the Bambus that I have, trying to find a male that eventually, hopefully I can use, and that Dritz can eventually use. It's a big help. Cause like I have those Firmingocylus, the Akayas, I've got 3 of those, and the one that I got the molt from the other day, that's a female. So I have 2 others that I don't know what they are. And we'll see. And then the one of the Bluefoot baboons, I have 2 smaller ones, and then the adult female, and the one that I looked at the other day of the smaller ones is a male. So now I can kind of plan ahead there too, hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, I've got 7 tiny swings of P Hattie Hattie, and 3 of them from Phil and 4 from somewhere else. And if I find males, I'm going to send some of them back to Dritz, and I'll probably find one because I've got 1 mature female. But yeah, when you have that many slings, it's nice to know what you have pretty early.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I had that erratum. That was an immature male that I ended up trading for another Bambus and that bicoloratum sling, and like that erratum had probably 2 more molts before it was mature, at least. And it's like that will be a while before that happens. But I was like, it's a male, so turns out Kyle and Adam were like, hey, we need a male. I was like, great, you got a Bambus, I need that. Let's make something happen. So did. And it's all part of the power of I didn't use the microscope for that. I used a jeweler's loop because he was big enough to be able to see it pretty clearly with that. But it'd be even easier on that stuff with the microscope. So now Phil King, the other Phil, was like, dude, you need to hit up that microscope company and see if they'll sponsor Arachnids. And like, probably ought to, considering I just sold like 6 or 7 units of theirs within a week.
You need an affiliate link at least. You at least need an affiliate link.
Yeah. Something. So, and it's just wild because you think about like how much something like that would have cost, however many years ago, and like how unattainable something like that was to have in your home, and for it to be small enough to just sit on your table and take up less space than a desk lamp. It's
man.
It's just wild. We're all old enough to remember when video cameras for home videos was like a status symbol if you had one.
Yeah.
I never had one when I was a kid. We was too poor for all that, but that was like a status symbol if I went to a birthday party and I brought out the video.
My dad had the video camera that took a VHS tape.
Yeah.
Yeah. Legit.
God damn it.
Smitty, you need to buy my Paraleonis, the last pair I have. That male's a good looking male. It fades out to nearly completely orange at its head and its tail, and then it's bone white all through the middle.
I was actually planning to send mine to Harry.
Your Leonis? I sent him mine that Harry this year got. I said, "Do you want a box of non-feeders?" And he said, "Sure." And I sent them to him. I think all of them ate as soon as he got there, just the plane ride. But he got 1 Leonis and 2 Eastern Kings from me. That was longing for the void.
It's crazy how the change of scenery gets him to do stuff. I had a really troublesome pyro, and Chris Painchap was like, "Hey man, where is it?" I was like, "It's in my bedroom in this little baby rack." He goes, "Go put it in the living room for like 2 weeks." And I was like, "Okay." I did, and then I just ate. That was it.
Sometimes it don't make enough sense.
That was it. I put it in a meal prep, plastic like meal prep container, and just stuck it on a bookshelf. And fucker ate. So
weird creatures that don't make sense.
I know, right? Living holes in the ground. Well, boys, wishing hour. Excuse me.
That's right. It's cold.
It's cold. It's brisk.
I got the mice all winterized for the night. And they got them a little heat pad, and then I put an old shirt in there for them to sort of bundle up under with their litter.
Nice. They're in the garage?
Yeah. They're right here under the podcast desk.
Oh, nice.
Hanging out, getting spoiled.
Cool.
I offered a fuzzy to that Conicus that has yet to eat, and he did not care about it and left it alone.
For how long?
Overnight.
Leave it longer.
Yeah, then eventually the mouse is gonna starve to death, and I'll feel bad.
Nah, not for another day. It'd be fine.
No, we'll see. I think the room cooling down a good bit has probably turned him off even more. I'm sure. But,
oh yeah, I didn't even realize that.
Yeah. So, whatever. Maybe we can hit the 2-year mark of not eating.
Does he still get the same body weight?
Yeah.
Who cares?
Nothing's changed about that snake.
Who cares? I told you, man. I had that Michelai that didn't eat. It didn't drink or eat for like 13 months, and I know it didn't drink because I pulled its water bowl after about 2 months.
Wild.
And it just survived, just lived.
Yeah.
I had an Eastern snake go all the way nearly its first year from the egg without eating. Of course, I cooled it for like 4 months there to just try to go, but still, it went nearly a full year without ever eating its first meal.
That's wild, man.
That's crazy.
Wild.
These things can run on nothing. I
Legit.
hope that Conicus is proof that they're so built to have zero caloric intake and be fine. It's wild.
Yeah, man.
If only we could be so lucky.
I know, right? Ugh.
My metabolism doesn't work like that.
Dude, I wish I could just be like, let's just turn it off this month.
Yeah. Just not eat for the next 6 months.
Yeah. Just burn off all that winter weight.
That's right. This episode, as always, is brought to you by blackboxcages.com. Go shop around. Use the code THN25 at checkout. Get a little bit of a discount. And then if you want to be cool like Harry Claiborne, you can drive on up there and pick up your order instead of having it shipped. If you're within what you would consider a reasonable distance in North Georgia, like, hey, if you're in Washington State and you feel like driving to Georgia, go pick it up. More power to you. But if you're in the Southeast and you're not terribly far from Atlanta and Gwinnett County area, then choose that pickup option and go grab it yourself. See the operation, meet the gang, all that good stuff. See how the sausage is made. And then you can, on your way back, stop through Somerville and hit up Trey and McKendrick at Cold Blooded Caffeine. Get yourself some coffee. Get that Snakes and Stogies blend. Once again, it's the best one. If we have to pick one, we're picking our own.
If we do say so ourselves.
That's right. And then when you leave Somerville, come on down the coast and go to Fulvius Apparel, fulviusapparel.com. Hats, shirts, coffee mugs, hoodies. It's hoodie time. Black Friday sale is going to be happening later this month. So keep an eye out for that. Doing some Underdark exclusive designs for Dritz. Those will also be released at some point here soon. Still kind of getting that together. Use the code THN at checkout there. Get 15% off your order. That is the exclusive promo code for THN listeners and viewers like you. A lot of people use it. That means people are listening. I like it. Thank you. We will see everybody later.
Bye.